Hi there, thank you for joining me. This is Keith from Your Success. Hoping you are well today and looking forward to a day of success and growth and all the good things that you are working towards with your own business. Um, what I want to share with you today is something that you have come across before. This is all around the principles of your success. And the reason I want to share this today is because these are areas and ideas that I not only believe in, but have exercised, used myself, and have shared with many of the clients that I work with. A lot of the stuff that we're going to go through today is based on the work of a famous American author, motivational speaker by the name of Jack Cranfield. So if you recognize any of this stuff, it's no surprise, it's no accident. So absolutely want to make sure that you know that what we're going through today um, is information I support, believe, and 100% back and have used successfully myself, but also has come from the work of another. Okay, so I just want to make sure that's clear. But let me take you through the kind of things that we're going to go through today, because one of the key messages, and I'll mention it now and I'll mention it quite a few times, is a lot of the time that the principles and your success is down to you and the amount of time, effort, and responsibility that you are going to commit to yourself and what you want to achieve. Okay, so let's get into this if you are ready. So, starting point for us, basically, is that these are key points that I know from my own experience will make a massive difference to your success. In fact, to anybody's success. Now, as I said, the ideas and the concepts, they're not new. You may have seen aspects of them before from others, but this is the important thing. With the right timing, encouragement, and of course, the action that you're going to take, they will definitely bring you the most outstanding results. Okay, so you really want to tune into this one today. Now, the thing I want to explain is what we're going to go through with this recording. It lasts around 15 to 20 minutes. However, what I'm going to be encouraging you to do today is to pause, answer questions that I leave at certain parts during the recording, and really start to let these ideas that you start to think about and put together become part of your own life and your business DNA. So, really importantly, when you are ready, grab a way of taking notes. If it's a tablet, pen, paper, I don't mind, but get ready to take some notes. Be ready to stop and answer questions and really let that next chapter in your success begin. So, just to point out, the recording will not stop. It will just continue to roll, but I will indicate areas where it'd be a good idea to stop, think about things, make some notes, and really kind of throw yourself into some of the exercises I'm going to give you here. Okay, so we will continue now that's all clear. So the first thing I want to go through, and I kind of touched upon this right at the top here. One of the biggest ways to make sure that you become successful is to take 100% responsibility for your life and for your business. And the only person that is 100% responsible for your life is you or me, depending on whose life it is. Now, as you'll know, there may have been occasions in your life and situations where something has happened that maybe was out of your control. But where we're talking about 100% responsibility is then how you react to that. Okay. So you have to take that responsibility and know and really kind of get your head around this, that what's ever happened in the past, whether it was created by others or situations or circumstances, okay, you can't control that, but what you can control is your response. This is where that 100% responsibility for your life and business really comes into place here. Okay. So your success, your failures, your health, relationships, financial situation, feelings, whatever it happens to be, you are 100% responsible for. And I'm going to take you through some more on that, because at times you can be thinking, well, hang on a second, it's not all down to me. It's the responses. And that's what we're going to kind of start focusing on here today. So, um, the big thing here is right now you are and have been creating the life that you're living. So you have to take responsibility for it. Okay. If you don't, you can't achieve the things which are important to you and you can't remake your life. This is about experiencing and moving forward. Okay. So to really take 100% responsibility for your life, it's about stop blaming others for problems and failures and start looking at what you can do to move forward, the solutions you're going to provide for yourself. And this is the kind of some of the exercises we're going to look at. Okay. So I said, we create our own situations by our own thoughts and activities, so we can't blame anyone. Okay. We can blame ourselves, but it's also not so good because the past, we can't change it. What we can do is look forward, learn, and put new actions in place. So we can create our future. Now, we've always had, and this is the great thing, and the power to do it, but for different reasons, we haven't. And I think today the idea is it's the starting point for knowing that you can create your own future. Okay. Um, Different activities will bring you new results. Okay. Action equals results equals understanding and things to learn. But this is something I want you to note and write down. Little formula for you. E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. Yeah? Event plus response equals outcome. This is all about looking at things, learning, taking action, and moving forward. Okay? Now, what this rule basically says is every outcome we experience in life, good, bad, indifferent, is the result of how we respond to previous events in our lives. Yeah? Okay. So I hope that's kind of sinking in so we can really move forward. But here's the thing. We can see that in the same situations, and you may have seen this from experience yourself, people react differently. Some are successful, some are not. We can see that. By responding in a different way, we can get different results. Okay. Opportunities to learn. We keep talking about that as this session evolves today. Now, that is why blaming events for our failures are no good. They're pointless. We must change our response to the events, and then we can get the results that we want. Okay. We don't have control over a lot of the events in our lives, but we do have control over our responses, how we choose to view things, how we choose to react and move forwards. So, first things to think about here, we can change our thinking, we can change our behavior and our communication, and we can also change our old habits into new and better ones. You'll see here the word is change. Very often, habits that we have, when we start to understand and we can see whether they serve us or not, when we really take the time to look at them. And often it's very much a point of replacing an old habit, changing a habit for a new and more beneficial one where we see significant success. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. And this is the real truth of it. And I'm sure you've felt this and you know this, but everything you experience in your life, both internally and externally, is the result of how you've responded to a previous event. Everything that you or I experience today is the result of the choices that you've made in the past. And you can control three things in your life: your thoughts, what you visualize, and your own actions. So here's the thing. So to change your life, or indeed to change my life, um, change my thoughts. Think about changing my visualizations. In fact, do it. And look at the actions I take to make them positive ones. And if I keep my negative responses from the past, I'll keep getting the same negative results. Okay, doing the same thing over and over again and not seeing change. So now this is the perfect moment to stop, move forward, stop blaming others for bad results, and take full responsibility for what you want to achieve in your life and the next steps that you take. Yeah. Okay. So this first thing we're talking about here, this is a prerequisite to successful life. It's also a really basic principle, okay? Now, we start with this one because without this, the next bits we're going to go through don't have the same impact, okay? So what I want you to do, and this is an opportunity to pause, write things down, get some answers for yourself. What I want you to do is consider where you can take more responsibility, what steps you can take to start making some changes that will enable you to really be responsible for your life and your success. Okay. So take a couple of minutes, pause this. If you want to take longer than a couple of minutes, please do. But think about where you can take more responsibility and be 100% committed to your life. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to move on, but I will see you when you've completed that part of the exercise, and we'll continue to do this through the session. So the next thing is, this is about checking your beliefs. And one of the things, if you do want to move forward, you have to believe that what you want to achieve is possible. Okay. This is where your belief starts. We're able to achieve whatever our minds can conceive and believe. That's the truth of it. The important conclusion for us is that we must replace all of our negative expectations with more positive ones. Yeah, we always it's good size and bad size. Very often people can focus on the what if on the bad side, not the what if on the good side. So can you replace negative expectations with positive ones? And then what happens is your mind will start working to accomplish the outcome that you want. Okay. People often don't reach their goals, not because they lack the skills, but because they don't believe they can reach them. A lot of the time, and the people I talk to, the clients that I work with, we really focus on 80% of your success is going to be coming from what's going on in here. The 20% after that is the positive action that you take to make it happen, the effort. Yeah. So what I'd like you to do, again, pause this and please go through this exercise. What I want you to do here is think of, in an ideal world, okay, what would you like to achieve? So take a moment, really think about this and write it down before you move on. Okay, it could be one important thing, it could be two or three, but what does that look like? Okay. So this is the next bit. This is about believing in yourself. First thing is about believing what you want to achieve is possible, but now the next bit is believe in yourself. And as clearly he's demonstrated, that's really connected to the previous point that we just were talking about. So think about this. I'm able to achieve whatever my mind can conceive and believe. So I must believe in myself. Okay. And it's that whole thing. If I want to create the great and successful life that I want and I feel that I deserve, I must believe that I can make it happen. I have to believe that I have all the abilities, skills, and inner resources to do it. Okay. And if there's anything in there thinking, well, I haven't got those resources, then you have to believe that you can learn them and allow yourself to go on and do that so you can grow and enhance yourself. Yeah. And the big thing here is you and we need to choose to believe that I can achieve whatever I set my mind on. If I think that something is impossible to achieve, I will do everything necessary to achieve it. Okay. So it works the other way. If you focus on what is possible to achieve, you will get there. Okay. So it's really, really important. If you think something's impossible, likelihood is going to happen. If you get the mindset that it is possible, then you will work to make it happen. Yeah. Okay. We should continue. And big thing, if I believe that things are possible for me to achieve, I would do everything necessary to achieve it. Okay. So to be successful, to give up, I can't. That is a mindset, a choice of words that you have to remove. So to be successful, take the words I can't out of your dialogue. The minute you do that, you create a barrier. So what can you do instead? Think about this. My brain, in fact, anybody's brain is able to solve problems. Anything I give it, anything I want to achieve, I can reach any goal, but my negative words and thoughts will have a negative impact on me, and they'll limit what is possible for me to think about and achieve and work towards. So think about and start moving towards giving up those negative thoughts and words. If they pop in there for a moment, check them and replace them with something more beneficial to you. So for a moment, again, what I'd love you to do with this, think about this belief in yourself, okay? And it's a great exercise. What I want you to do is just think about on a daily basis, what can you do each day to build belief in yourself? What can you say to yourself? What can you do to fix the I can't to I can? Yeah? Okay, so take some time to do this and then we shall continue. Now, one of the things you find with people who are successful is a term that you will come across, release the brakes. And I love sharing this with people that I work with. So the idea and the thought behind this is that people drive and move through their life with psychological breaks. So the breaks are negative images about themselves, inaccurate beliefs about reality, guilt, self-doubt, I don't deserve, it's not going to happen, all those kind of things. So what happens is these breaks cancel out your good intentions. So no matter how hard you try or the effort you put in, you get held back subconsciously. Okay. So successful people, and this is the thing, release the brakes. So all of those unfounded beliefs feel like a prison. They don't allow you to kind of go out and reach your goals. They hold you back. So you've got to get yourself out of this self-imposed prison, if you like. Okay. So here's the thing. How do you start to do that? The ways that you can move past, and there's three of them here. The first one, A, we'll call it, is your affirmations and positive self-talk. Okay. So you don't have to sit there chanting. You can do that if you want. But the idea basically is if you tell yourself what you want to achieve and what you're capable of, you start to feel it. And then guess what? You start to believe it. And then the actions that you take are appropriate to that. The second one is creating powerful and compelling new internal images of having and doing and creating what we want. Okay. So this is about thinking about what we want, thinking about how it's going to change, how it feels, what it looks like. Then you start to move towards it. And then the third part is with those first two parts in place, you start to change your behavior accordingly to give you what you're looking for. Okay. So here's the exercise. What I want you to do, think about these three things that we've just talked about here. Think about if you've got some great, if they need a change, wonderful. But if you haven't, think about what will your affirmations and positive self-talk be each day, the things you tell yourself when you get up and get into your day or come across an obstacle. What internal images will you focus on of you doing, creating, and having what you want? So think about those images in your mind. And then when you've got those two things down, what behaviors will you need to change and why? Really important you have a why with this because it gives you something to really kind of hook onto. Yeah, great. So do that, and then we will continue. So this is a lovely term that I love working with my clients with. And please, again, I know you probably are, you're going to keep this recording, but make a note of this as well. See what you want and get what you see. So this is all about visualization. We hear people talk about it in athletics and sports where people kind of visualize an event, how they're going to perform, the action's going to take. So they've kind of rehearsed it 100, if not 1,000 times in their mind so that when the event happens, it's there, it's just drawn upon and bang, off they go. But do we do it enough in everyday life? Some people will, some people don't. But here's the thing. Visualization basically makes the brain achieve more. When you visualize, and I do this each day, my goals and what's going on in my mind, it's already achieved it. Okay. So my subconscious mind will work to turn my visualizations into reality. Okay. If you've not done this before, you could be thinking, well, really? Does that work? Yeah, it does. And the great thing is the process is simple. Close your eyes, see your goals as already achieved, not working towards them, but achieved and enjoying them. And what you do, and this is the important bit, to make the process more powerful, think about the sounds that are around you, the feelings that you have, the emotions, the pleasure, the pictures that you just kind of draw up. So if you can kind of visualize having achieved it, think about how you feel. You're excited, you're happy, you're relaxed, you're calm, maybe. You're excited, you know, you've got a tingling in your fingertips, whatever it happens to be. But think about those feelings, those emotions of those goals achieved because again that gives you something to move towards. You want that feeling, you want to get there, but it just allows you to feel that you've already done it. Now emotions, as I mentioned a moment ago, they're the most important ingredient of visualization, and this is really important. If you're going to do something like this is really important. It mustn't be a chore. If you think, oh, I'm going to think about what I want today, it's not going to happen. You have to put the energy and the positive emotion into it. Okay. Now, when you do visualizations properly and you feel happy doing it, you are starting to create a happy future. You want more of it. Yeah. So again, this is a moment for you with what we've just been through here to do this exercise. And what I want to think about is look at what you're wearing. Look at your hands, your face, and think about all the details that you see, whether you're wearing jewelry, a watch, anything at all. Anything that basically brings that visualization to life. Okay. Then when you think about what you want to achieve, think about why. Focus on the emotions that you feel. Are you happy, excited? Is your head spinning, your heart beating? Why? Because when you're imagining having achieved what you want, focus on those feelings because it builds this into your very being. And if you can make this part of a daily practice, again, it will give you the confidence and the belief and the positive energy to really focus on what you want and get there. Yeah? Okay, so I'll give you some moments to do that, and then we're going to move on. But again, really important exercise, so please give it the commitment it needs. Yeah? Thank you. So importantly, taking action. Visualizing, believing, all those things, brilliant, but it builds up to this. You have to then take the appropriate action. Okay. So here's the thing, and I get to work with so many people that are awesome at planning and thinking about things, which is brilliant. Okay. But if you don't take action, you're not going to move forward. Successful people, they do these things, but they move forward. They're always taking some kind of action. They're eager to take action because they will get a result. They'll get an outcome. They'll get an opportunity to learn. Okay. So when you or I take action, things start happening. The thing that I found is I noticed I learn more quickly when I'm doing things. Not only do I feel more positive and upbeat, but I'm learning. Things become clearer because I'm moving forward. I'm taking action. This worked beautifully. Let's do it again. This didn't work quite to plan. So how can I improve it? How can I change it? So what happens is the next steps start to become obvious. Okay. So the point is to be successful, you have to do what successful people do. Now, you are blessed with coaches and mentors and people around you in your personal training who have been successful. Draw on their success, learn from them. But the idea basically is there is no point in being too cautious because even if you or I make mistakes, you can learn from them and you can still achieve your goals. Some of my previous records, we talked about successes and failures. Um, every failure that you have is an opportunity to learn, but lead you towards that path to success. So if you don't take action because I'm too careful or I'm afraid of something not going to going to quite to plan, I'm never going to reach my goals. Taking action will always bring satisfaction as well as learning. So what I want you to do is pause just for a moment. What action can you take now, tomorrow, and next week, and then next month, in terms of moving you to where you want to be? Put some steps in place now. This is the planning bit that you're going to take when you finish today's session. And then what we're going to do is look to how we're going to cement this. But this is about putting things in place. You can put some dates to it. We'll talk about that in just a second. But the idea is, what are your next steps going to be today, tomorrow, next week, next month, 6 months time, etc., to get you to where you want to be? Okay. Yeah. Cool. We shall continue. Again, you're in an environment where you're blessed with the opportunity to continue learning. Whether it is a mindset, whether it is a skill, whether it is a course, there's always the ability to learn more. I certainly believe there's always the opportunity to lift and improve our intelligence, understanding, and then how we communicate it. So this is a big and really important thing to consider in terms of being successful. Commit to never ending and constant improvement. Okay. Now this is about the thought, if I want to be successful, I must always try to do things better. Okay. I'm doing well, but how can I do better? What's the next step? And for me, it's about I must always try to improve. So I need to look at my goals and I need to improve to achieve them better and hopefully then faster. Yeah. So making small achievable steps, which we can easily improve on, is great. But the idea is this: in this way, we will not become overwhelmed or discouraged because something seems too difficult to achieve or do. Yeah. So here's the thing: improvement can be done in steps, but of course, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. But if I improve and learn a little bit every day, one day the skills and knowledge that you've got will be increasingly useful to you in terms of what you want to achieve. So here's your next exercise. What I want you to do is think about the smallest step that you can take to achieving what you want. Okay. Think about this. A 0.5% improvement each day sounds tiny, but over 50 days or 100 days or 200 days or even 365 days, that improvement is going to be incredible. Okay. So think about is what's the smallest step I can take to achieving what I want? Okay. So keep thinking about that constant improvement. Yeah. Okay, great. We shall continue. So persistence, practice it, do it, make it happen. Persistence is one of the most useful qualities of successful people. Okay. There are always going to be obstacles, roadblocks in life. But without persistence, it's impossible to achieve much because we'll stop, we'll turn around, give in. And this is the thing that can be very sad when you look back on things. People often give up or quit just before reaching their goals because they lack persistence. Here's the thing, and I know you know this, but if you hang in there long enough, you keep making the right steps, you will reach your goal. You will. So what I want you to think about, and this is really important in terms of learning and understanding, and again, kind of freeing yourself up a little bit here. Take a moment right now, pause what you're doing, okay? Write this down. And what I want you to do is think about events, outcomes in your life where you consider stopping, but then you continued, you kept going. And what I want you to think about with that experience is what did you learn from that experience and how did it feel to overcome that roadblock, that barrier that stopped you for a moment, okay? The idea behind it is if you can consider what you learned, it's something you can take forward again. But if you can remember how it felt, how amazing it was, how great you felt, how compelled to continue you were, then again, you can repeat that success. Yeah? Great. When you're done, then we'll move on. So just take some time to do that exercise and then we are ready to go again. So we kind of touched upon this a little bit already. Learn more to earn more. It's a term that you've probably come across before. The truth in it is incredible. But this is about learning. Not only learning to improve yourself, but then to be able to share that knowledge, that information with others around you, the people you coach, other people that you mentor, perhaps. But the idea is this, the more I learn and the more knowledge I acquire, the more successful I can be. So think about this. I do this a lot, but if you are into watching television, looking through social media, could you maybe use more of this time for reading inspirational books? Books on psychology, finance, sales, health. Um, think about other ways to learn. Success conferences, retreats, webinars. Learn from people that have been successful and able to share what they've learned so that you can kind of jump forward. Yeah? Okay. That term, learn more to earn more, is one of the most important ones you'll come across, and it is true. So take this into account. There's so many people I talk to that get to a certain point, and I think, well, do you know what? I don't want to learn anymore. But take this opportunity and think about this. I must be teachable. What this means is I have the opportunity to listen or learn something from people who know more than I do. Okay. I should listen, try to learn from them, and not trying to impress them. So humility is required. So if there's mentors and people around you that you know that have been successful, listen to them. Listen to what they did. Apply it to yourself. Success leaves clues. So what I want you to do just for a moment here. So when you get a chance, pause this recording and really think about this. What inspirational and learning opportunities and actions can you take? What books can you read? Which webinars can you attend? Which success coaches or mentors do you need to talk with? Take some time to make a note, make a little bit of a list, and put an action date by it to commit yourself to doing it. But there'll be people around you, people that you know, if not, go and find them, that will make you better in terms of learning from their success and the things they've done successfully and probably still do. Yeah? Cool. I'll leave you with that one. And then when you're ready, we'll continue again. And here's the next thing. We talked about action. Start now, just do it. There's never a perfect time to start, so just start now, okay? Once you start moving, you start seeing results, and then everything starts to happen that will allow you to move further and faster than you imagined. But activity equals, well, sorry, action and activity equal results. This is the thing that you're able to do. You can then learn and move forward again. So make a start, learn, grow, and become as successful as you deserve. But what I want you to do, just to get started, look at your notes now, write down your next actions and put them into these areas here. What will I do? How will I do it? When will I do it? And why will I do it? Add a why, because it adds even more emotion and commitment to the things that we've talked about today. Okay. So they were the key areas that I wanted to share with you. And this offer is always open. If you have any questions, you want to share your notes, you're not clear on anything from today, please do drop me a message. You can email me, keith@yoursuccesssolutions.com. You can visit my website and message me there at yoursuccesssolutions.com. But love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time today and very best of luck. Go get them.